Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Big Boa. As you can see, he comes in the typical G.I. Joe Classified Series style packaging with some really good artwork of Big Boa, and he is number 114 from the G.I. Joe Classified Series line. But let's go ahead and get Big Boa out of the box. Straight out of the package, Big Boa comes with the unmasked head and some gripping hands that are wrapped, and they got blood on the wraps. Big Boa comes with a pair of those iconic boxing glove hands, and they got the Cobra logo tampoed right on the front, looking nice and clean. We get a separate little wrist piece that's floating that actually fits over the wrist, but it doesn't flop around like some other figures. We got some extra paint. The sculpt work is there. Nice little texture. And I mean, like I said, the sculpt is definitely there when it comes to the boxing gloves. I love how they did the inside of the hands, the paint work. It's very clean, very well done. And again, they're the iconic boxing gloves that we remember with Big Boa. Big Boa also comes with the alternate head, and it is the iconic helmeted head that we get with him. And they did a great job on this sculpt. The hose has a nice texture throughout, leading all the way to the back. The spikes are hard plastic, so they do have a nice little point to them when you're popping the head on. Be careful. Visor has the orange to it. It's just nice and clean. Really well done head sculpt for Big Boa. And obviously this will be probably the primary head I'll have on it because I just love the way this thing looks. Looks just so badass. Accessory-wise, Big Boa comes with two 90-pound hand weights, and I do wish that he would have came with like a punching bag or a speed bag. Like, this is all we get accessory-wise, and I mean, they're not bad. Definitely could be useful, but I just wish we would have got those speed bag or a punching bag, that iconic item that we received with the OG figure. Here we have an up-close look at Rocky Balboa, Big Boa. I mean, he was supposed to be Rocky, but they couldn't get Sylvester Stallone likeness rights. And I think this goes all the way back to like the OG figure or whatever, or something to do with the licensing. But either way, we get an unmasked head, and it looks pretty awesome. It's got his hair all slicked back. Looks a little bit derpy. He's got his teeth missing. He's got a cut. You know, he's a little bit jacked up. He's a boxer. He's going to be training all these Cobra troopers and all that stuff. So he's going to look a little bit jacked up from fighting all the time. But looks really good. The neck is nice and thick. It's got some like veins in it and stuff like that. Just looking crazy. You can see that vein right there. He's got his like Road Warrior type of spiked belt. Painted really nicely. You got the silver rivets and buckles and spikes. And they're actually hard spikes. He actually has sculpted and painted nipples. Got the pinned arms. Like the whole upper torso and arms are straight up like the Sergeant Slaughter roadblock buck. But the strapping looks pretty good. He's got a belt with a metal plate on the back. His hands, it's got sculpted in little red wrist. The blood on the knuckles looks nice because they're actually where the knuckles are. Unlike some other figures out there that did bloody hands, they just didn't put the blood on the knuckles. He does have a studded cod piece there, looking sort of cushiony. You know, I don't know if that's armor or just like little cushion. He's got the buckles right there for his belt. And then he just has like the wrestling pants, like straight up wrestling pants. Reminds me of King from Tekken. He's got the wrestling boots done really nice. Almost got that Viper red. And almost like the Viper pants, like the inside of the Vipers have like this sort of red. But looking really, really good. Just a solid looking figure. I mean, unmasked Big Boa head. I don't think anybody was expecting that, but this figure is awesome. Articulation wise, he has your typical articulation from the Joes. The neck does move. You can see the neck movement. The head does move separately. Full 360 in case you want to pose all your figures with the head facing backwards. He's got a lot of attitude. His arms can go up in full T pose. We got the butterfly joint in there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that work quite well. There you go. Wrist rotation, wrist bend, all that good type of articulation you'd want out of this guy. And he does have ab crunch. His harness does not get in the way when it comes to the ab crunch. You can lean back. It's got the ball waist so you can rotate, hula hoop around. It's got drop down hips. You can do the full Van Damme. Got the thigh cuts, double jointed knees that work quite well. Boot cut, ankle bend, pivot. Now it's time for some comparison. We got Big Boa with some of his Cobra crew. We got the 788 Officer, Copperhead, the classic looking Firefly and Mindbender, all looking great, and you can see how the scales vary. Here we have Big Boa alongside some of the Joes. We got Hawk, Big Ben, Shipwreck, and Lowlight. And the final size comparison that we have is Big Boa next to some AWOC. We got some Action Force, Mythic Legions, and we got Diamond Select alerts from Lord of the Rings. So you can really see how he scales with other figures from your collection. I am so glad I picked up that Shadow Meowscles when it was on clearance, because now I got this awesome weight bench that can work with Big Boa. So I can have him sitting on the end of it, curling his dumbbells, and just looking badass. I just like how well the weight bench works with this. I mean, of course, the weight bench will work with any figure that you have in the 112 scale, but it works perfectly for Big Boa since he's working out and he got the little hand weights with them. With that weight bench, you can also have Big Boa just doing some massive reps on some unrealistic weights, because that's a lot of weight. But I have Copperhead there to spot him in case he needs the assist, because, you know, when you're benching, you definitely need a spotter, especially if you're doing a lot of weight like that. But definitely really awesome figure that you can use with other accessories that you have. Now, if you've been collecting Super Action Stuff accessory sets, you're going to have some of these puke effects. And this is the one from the latest, the arcade, and honestly, it's awesome. I just have Big Boa just punching the crap out of Tim Kennedy, the Action Force figure, and it just works well with that head sculpt because he has that screaming head, so the puke fits perfectly, so it looks like it's actually coming out of his mouth. And just really fun stuff that you can do with these figures, with having effects and all that stuff. So if you guys want a good display, you can have them posed up on a shelf like this, or if you want to do it for figure photography, this is something that you can do as well. When it comes to Big Boa, Hasbro knocked this figure out of the park. Sure, I would have loved to have had a punching bag or a speed bag, because who wouldn't, especially with this character. Plus, you know, you could use it with your other figures like I did with the weight bench from Meowscles. And this figure is just awesome. He comes with those awesome boxing gloves, and if you don't want to have him beating people up with boxing gloves, you can just have him carrying one of those big 90-pound weights like I'm using them right here, just clocking somebody across the face with it, because he isn't going to take any shit from anybody. And the figure is awesome. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the classified line, if you guys can't already tell. And honestly, I just want Hasbro to keep them coming. Keep them coming. But that sums up my unboxing and review of G.I. Joe Classified Series Big Boa. If you guys are enjoying my content, hit that like button. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the silver bell notification when you know I post up a new video, and when you'll get alerts letting you know when I go live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern for State of the Art. We talk action figure news. We just hang out and talk action figures. And I also have guests on that are part of the industry. So make sure you guys tune in, come hang out, chat it up with us. And most importantly, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.